So Trump is about to start making you pay back your student loans, which is crazy because he literally just got rid of the tool that was there to help you pay them back in the first place. It's nuts, but it's not surprising. There are people that owe billions of dollars to the government, but he's shaking you down instead. There are Republican Congress people who owed millions of dollars to the government in the form of PPP loans, but yet he's shaking you down instead. He crashed your stock market. He's cost many of you your job. And after all of that, he has the audacity to stand at the street corner, shaking you down like a troll, demanding your money after he screwed everything up. So he screwed the economy, he's making your life worse. Now he's shaking you down for money. While his rich friends, they sip on their pina coladas in a yacht somewhere in Montenegro, taking a victory lap off the tax cuts that you're paying for. It's the heist of the century. Also what I call the great American scam.
I am almost done with grad school. I have $60,000 in student debt. And I saw somebody else say it. At this point, why don't we just stop paying our bills? Unless they're going to shut something off or outright take something from you, stop paying for it. If you can stop getting direct deposit, take the money out of the bank, make it like cash payments only on things that you have to survive on, all the debt. Hell, we all should just file bankruptcy. Period. At this point, it doesn't matter what we do. It's not going to matter. I'm about to go shake my ass on the corner just to afford to pay my mortgage payment because my insurance has gone up $300 in 1 year, a month. Well, I'm at this point, I'm about to let them just take my big old SUV. I need to get rid of that sucker. I'm fully aware. I'm almost done paying it off. This is what I'm going to look like when I'm done paying my student loan debt. And I'm not even done with grad school yet. And it's actually a degree that I need to go be a counselor. Like some degrees you need to be able to do certain things. It's professional careers. But for real, why don't we just stop paying our debt? Just stop paying it. File bankruptcy. Stop doing direct deposit. And if we do direct deposit, immediately take it out of the bank. Stop letting it sit in there. I don't know. It's just a thought. Just a thought.
Let me tell you something. The federal government is going to continue to wait for the dime that they're never going to see from me. If my minimum payment is $95, that's what they're going to get. They're not getting a penny more, a dime, a nickel more, nothing more than 95. Okay. I'm going to pay my minimum so I don't go into default. And I'm going to let PSLF run its course. That's all I got. That's all I have for them. They're not getting anything else. If my credit card don't get a full payment every month, what makes you think that the federal government is about to get $72,000 out of me? Because that 72 is basically interest. Not gonna happen. And for anybody that says you took out the loan, you need to pay it back, listen. No.
So this is what happens if you don't pay your student loans. So a couple years ago, I was in college and I had to get some federal student loans. I got kicked out of ROTC. It's a long story, but I needed the loans to finish my film studies degree. Now, when I got these loans, I was told that it was financial aid. Now, I don't know what you think the definition of aid is, but I had no idea you were supposed to pay them back. I didn't find out till I got out of school and I started getting emails about making payments and shit. I thought it was a scam, so I blocked the email and deleted everything. And I was getting phone calls and shit too. I was really annoying. Anyway, didn't make any payments for like a year. And apparently there's something called like a default. At least that's what the federal agent that showed up at my door told me happened to my loan. And I was like, what are you gonna do? Drag me to federal prison? Come on, be real. He's like, we're gonna garnish your wages. We're gonna take your tax return. I was like, I don't get any of that anyway. I got a film studies degree. There are no wages to garnish. So anyway, I tried filing for bankruptcy and that didn't even work.
Education department is warning that if we don't pay back our student loans, that our wages are going to start being garnished. I thought y'all were supposed to be somewhere not existing. When they dismantled the education department, they also dismantled my $56,000 in student loans that I owe, okay? And the thing is, I shouldn't even owe those loans. I should not even owe those loans. For half my college career, I was literally a homeless student. And their solution was, here are more predatory loans so you can get a degree and go work in public service. Oh my God, why do you want it to be free? You should just went into a trade. It wasn't offered to me. It was not offered to me. I would have loved to have gone into a trade and been an electrician and not had student loan debt, but I did what I needed to do. I was 17 years old. You gave a 17-year-old $30,000 in student loans, and now I'm supposed to pay it back? The education department was dismantled. So why are my student loans not dismantled? Talking about garnishing wages. 5 million people, y'all out y'all mind.
Here's another reason why people don't want to pay their student loans. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I graduated with about $72,000 in student loans. Mind you, I got a master's, and when I finished my degree, I landed a job that paid me $40,000 because I studied to be a teacher. Now, when I first looked at my repayment plan, they wanted me to pay about $900 a month. Now, with a job of $40,000 and living on my own, because that was my option, you can imagine that I did not have enough money to pay for those loans. So, lo and behold, those things went on forbearance really, really quick, because for the first 5-6 years of my career, I only made up until $60,000, which was never really enough to pay for the exorbitant amount of student loan payments that they were requiring me to pay. Fast forward, I eventually got married and had kids. And when you have kids, childcare costs is a real thing. So instead of being able to pay back my loans, I had to pay childcare. And in a country that always wants women to have children, I did my duty. And not because America wanted me to have kids, but because I wanted to have kids. So for those of you who are going to jump in my comments and say, so why you had kids if you wasn't paying for your student loans? Because realistically, America is a country that wants us to have kids. And if I waited up until I had enough money to pay for my student loans, I would have never had kids. So what the hell do you want? Kids or no kids, America? So about 9 years later, after I've graduated with my master's degree, with a whole family later, married, I still don't make enough to cover for my student loans. So my student loans have gone up from about $72,000 to $92,000. And the only times that I have been able to even pay on my loans was when I worked for a company that would pay $100 a month for me. And this is the gag of it all. I have been looking into all of my student loan stuff, seeing all the programs that I can apply for, and I qualify for the public service loan program, which essentially says if you've been working in public service, after 10 years of qualifying payments, they will forgive the rest of your loan. And I also qualify for the income-based payment plan. But this is the thing. This plan says that I could pay between $600 and $900 for the next 10 years. And when you calculate that, that adds up to $120,000 over 10 years. What the hell are they going to be forgiving after that? There ain't going to be no loans to forgive. So what I'm trying to understand is what the hell is going on with these programs, because the math ain't mathing, and they don't seem really real, and they don't seem like they really want to help us. And if y'all want to fight me in the comments about not being responsible and paying off my loans, realistically, I've never made enough money to pay off these loans. So instead of jumping down my throat about student loans, how about y'all begin fighting for teachers who have been educating the future students, workers, entrepreneurs for society, so that they could just do away with all of our loans without any qualifying payments. I said what I said.
I'm getting so sick of seeing all these people like, you know better when you took out your student loans. You know you had to pay them back. No, they didn't. When you were 18, your frontal lobe wasn't developed. Were you even making your own doctor's appointments at 18? When you needed to go to the dentist to get a cleaning, did you make that appointment, or did your mommy do it for you? A lot of these people, especially if we're talking undergrad student loans, they weren't in high school. They were children when these loans were taken out. I went to a community college for a little bit. I went to trade school. I own my student loans. My student loans are bad. But these people that went to 4 years or out of state or private colleges because they were told by the school system that that's the only way you're going to make it. And I graduated in 2009, so we were being told a lot. Just go get a degree, any degree. If you have a degree, you're set. There's a lot of jobs that just require a degree. Well, then everyone went out and got just a degree. Cool. So you have 100 English majors applying for the same job at the state. How competitive does it have to be? Like, how do you think the wages are? Do you think they're rich like they were told they were going to be? Because we were also kind of told that if you went to college, that's how you were going to make it. You were going to be set. It was really insinuated that the people that go to college are the ones leading the cushy lives. I'm a hairstylist, so I went to trade school. I also went to massage school, and I decided not to do that. But even having a certification that I took out loans for that I don't use, my loans are nothing compared to that. But I just feel really bad for the people that went to a 4-year college, especially if it was out of state or a private college, and paid a fuck ton of money. And now they're living in an economy that was ruined by the generations above us, trying to pay back these student loans that they were pressured to taking out before their frontal lobe was fully developed, with interest rates that have made it so they probably have already paid off what that original loan was. I just think it's really ugly when I see these dumb bitches on my timeline that are like, you knew better. Someone else should pay your loans. Like, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. They did not know better. You are not greater than thou. Interest rate needs to be fixed because the system was broken. Because we were being told by our parents, my parents, we're fine. They were not doing this. But as a generalization, people were being told by their parents, they were being told by society, they were being told by the school. They were really being pushed to take out these loans. And they were being sold a dream. And teenagers are so susceptible to just accepting what people they trust say. And I don't think it was malicious, because at the time, like, if you had a degree, that really would make you set. But now we have all these people with liberal arts degrees and English degrees, and it really just doesn't put you ahead that far anymore. Unless you want to go be an English teacher, or you're a successful writer or editor. But there's not as many niche jobs like that out there as there are English degrees and liberal arts degrees floating around. So yeah, hot take. If you're coming out here flipping shit about student loans, you're a dumb bitch.
So yeah, I made a video about me owing student loans, right? I owe about $150,000 in student loans. I got 2 degrees. I got a bachelor's in biology and I got a master's in secondary education with an endorsement in clinical mental health counseling, right? I said, so y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna garnish my check? I'm trolling, right? I made that video last night. I never knew it was so many negative people that would comment on that video. I feel like my video reached the wrong side of TikTok. Like, just laugh. I'm not mad about it. I haven't paid these years in over 4 years. After I graduated in 2021. You think I'm worried about it now? If they get it, they get it. Don't. I ain't working in my degree because I put my kids first. I got a job that's going to accommodate my kids' schedule. But I was trolling. I thought it was funny. Like, I'm not mad about it. If you paid your student loan, kudos to you. You want a cookie? And to be honest, I feel like most of y'all that paid y'all student loans use y'all social media money. Y'all not taking no money out y'all worksheet to pay these doggone loans back. The interest on these loans ain't nothing but probably 7% or less. I'll pay my credit card out before I pay a doggone student loan. It'll get paid when it get paid. They in the firm, I think I'm good. But y'all too serious in the comments. Like, I don't even turn my comments off. I don't want to turn these off because y'all really doing too much. And they talking about you people. Who is you people? You mean the R word now? I don't like them type of people. If you are, please get out my page. Block me. Scroll back. You ain't gotta comment. Then they talking about you ain't take an English class, baby. I'm in the South. This how I talk. I know how to talk. I don't try to come out here talking proper. Mm-mm. But I just came to speak my piece. I'm eating my hot wings. They good as hell.